Okay, so let us discuss some basics about vectors and we can see the applications of that. One of the applications of vector is in relative motion calculations, right? Dot product, cross product, all these are just applications only. Full of applications it is. Okay, so let us see dot product. What is dot product? Suppose there is a vector A vector and there is another B vector. Dot product. Dot product. So dot product is also known as scalar product. Scalar product. Because the result of this operation, this is a mathematical operation we perform on vectors. So suppose two vectors are making angle theta and the magnitude of vectors are A and B. So A vector dot B vector gives us A into B into cos theta. That's all. That is what is dot product. Dot product is the product of magnitude of A, magnitude of B and cos theta. Okay. So it can be positive, negative, 0 because A and B are positive because it is magnitude. But cos theta can be anything. It can be positive, it can be 0, it can be negative. So it can be positive, it can be 0, it can be negative. Depending on what is theta, so this will come when theta is less than 90 degree or acute. This will come when theta is equal to 90 degree and this will come when theta is greater than 90 degree. So all the possibilities are there, anything can happen. Okay. And how to calculate dot product? When vectors are given in terms of I cap, j cap, k cap. For example, suppose a vector is given as a x I cap plus a y j cap plus a z k cap, and b vector is given as bx I cap, by j cap, bz k cap. So when you take dot product, a vector dot b vector when you take, so only ax and bx are multiplied and only ay and by are multiplied and only az and bz are multiplied. Why only this? Because when you take dot product, if the angle becomes 90 degree, it becomes 0. So when you take dot product, you can open this ax and bx. I dot I is 1. So we should know that I dot I is 1 because magnitude of I is 1 and magnitude of I is 1 and cos of 0, that is also 1. That becomes 1. Similarly, j dot j is also 1 and k dot k is also 1. Okay, so same vector, if you take dot product, angle will be 0. Magnitude you have to multiply it. Okay. And cross this, if you take other vectors, for example, suppose if you take I dot j, this is 0 because they are non perpendicular. J dot k, if you take, that is also perpendicular, 0. So that is why you will see that only I components are multiplied, J are multiplied, K are multiplied. Because I and J will give 0, I and K will give 0, all other components will give 0. That is why uh, this is, the result of this. When you take dot product, the components just get multiplied. Similar components like I will get multiplied, J components, K components, and you have to add them. Okay, that's what it is, the result of that. They will give you, or suppose they ask what is cos theta, then you know this. Cos theta is coming in this formula. Cos theta you calculate. Or suppose they ask, uh, perpendicular means it is 90 degree 0, correct? 90 degree means dot product is 0. 0 means perpendicular it is, right? So it is easy to do that now because you multiply the components and if sum of all this is coming 0, then their purpose, suppose this comes 0. Suppose this comes 0. That means A vector and B vector are perpendicular. A vector is perpendicular to B vector. Then this A vector dot B vector, this calculation will give 0. That means AX BX plus AY BY plus AZ BZ. This calculation will give 0. Okay, right? That's how it is easy to check now. It is easy to check perpendicular. So perpendicular you can easily, but even if it is not perpendicular, still we can find angle because you know magnitude. If a magnitude of the, suppose take example, suppose vector is given, as I cap plus j cap. Another vector is given as uh, 2 I cap minus 3 j cap. Yes, find the angle. Find the angle. So we know what is A. A is magnitude of this. So 1 square plus 1 square. This is root 2. What is magnitude of B? Root under 2 square plus 3 square. So this is 9 plus 4, 13. Okay. Then what is A dot B? We can very easily calculate because you have to multiply that. A dot B we can calculate. So 1 into 2 is 2. And this is minus also we have to take. So minus 3 into 1, that will give minus 3. That comes as minus 1. The dot product is coming, right? So dot product is what? Dot product A dot B vector is AB cos theta. So you substitute dot product, you got minus 1. A is root 2, B is root 3, and this is cos theta. So from here you calculate cos theta. Oh, sorry, B is root 13. So cos theta from here is minus 1 by root 26. Okay, that's what. If they ask what is theta, so theta you write as cos inverse of minus 1 by root 1. This is the way of writing the angle. If you don't know with what angle it is, because we cannot use calculator to calculate this. Definitely it's a obtuse angle because cos theta is negative coming. So this angle is a obtuse angle, right? So always first you do this calculation. Why? Because suppose fortunately if you get 0, then you don't have to calculate magnitudes. Suppose fortunately you get it 0, then you don't have, because you know 90 degrees is correct. So that that is why it will save your time now. Why we should calculate first A, B? First we calculate dot product, and if it is not 0, then you calculate A, B. That is how you save time. This is all about dot product. Lot of applications are there. Work done, when you will be studying work done, there you will study work done. Calculation is dot product. Okay. For example, suppose if there is a body and this body, there is a force acting here. Let us say force is a some constant force, 2I cap plus 3j cap. It is a constant force and body is displacing from this position. Let us say right now it is at a position vector. Suppose from origin they have given, this is origin, they have given this position as r1 vector, and r1 vector is, let us say, I cap plus j cap. Then this body moves from here to, let us say, body comes here. How it comes we don't know, but it has come and the same force is still acting. So now let us say this position vector is r2 vector. Okay, this r2 vector is also given, let us say, 2 I cap minus tan j cap. Okay, so this is moving in this plane. This point has come from, this block has come from here to here. So displacement you calculate first delta r vector. Delta r vector is r2 vector minus r1 vector. So we can subtract r2 minus r1. So component subtract, 2 minus 1 will become 1 I cap. Minus 10 minus 1 will become minus 11 j cap. I hope you understand this. This we are subtracting the coordinates. So 2 minus 1 is 1 and minus 10 minus 1 become minus 11. So you got delta r and force. So work done can be now calculated as the work done by this force is dot product of force and displacement. So now you do dot product. So force is already given, displacement you calculated. Here this is 1, right? So multiply 1 and 2. So 2 into 1 you will do. and here minus 11 and 3. So 3 into minus 11 you will do. So you will calculate work done as 2 minus 33. So that becomes minus 31 joule. Joule is the unit of work. Okay. Not negative positive. That is coming because of dot product. Okay. So work done is negative because the dot product gives negative, because the angle between the force and displacement, this angle which is looking as acute, this may be obtuse angle actually. This angle is actually obtuse. Okay. Whichever direction we don't know, but this angle is obtuse angle. This is greater than 90 degree. So because of that dot product, because the dot product is actually the magnitude of force, magnitude of displacement and cos theta. And because this term is coming negative means this angle theta is a obtuse angle here. Okay, right? You can calculate this. That's what is application. Lot of application will come that you will see. Actually, I have to also start vectors. Vectors still I have not started. Just calculus only completed. Okay. So in this batch, I want to start like everything with more detail and more problems. So I can go very slow. I don't have any problem, right? Because this is a parallel way, and some of the grade 12 students are also going to watch this. They will also learn in more details. They are not in hurry. We are also not in hurry. We can go slow. No problem. But anytime questions we can discuss. Yeah. In school anyway, yes, we can solve a lot of problems also. Okay, so done. So then cross product is what? Cross product is A vector and B vector are given, let us say, and this is the angle between them. So cross product, cross product, cross product is also called vector product. Vector product. So vector product is defined as A cross B. This cross is not just a multiplication, it is a mathematical operation. So A cross B is equal to magnitude of A, magnitude of B, sine theta, and this is the magnitude of this whole cross product. But there is a unit vector multiplied here. This unit vector gives the direction of A cross B. So this direction is given by right hand thumb rule. So what is right hand thumb rule is, this is the direction of A vector cross B vector, and this is given by right hand thumb rule like this. You can try to draw a rough diagram. Your fingers will be like this way, like this. Okay. So this direction of thumb represent the direction of A cross B, or that is the direction of n cap. So this is perpendicular to both A vector and B vector. So it is a vector because B is a vector which is perpendicular to the plane of A and B. For example, suppose this is the plane of A and B, this vertical plane. So if I go from A to B, thumb is coming outward. So that outward direction is the direction of n cap or A cross B, right? That's what it is. So if you take magnitude of this A cross B vector, that magnitude means you will only get AB sine theta. This is the magnitude of this factor, right? Okay. Similarly, they will give AB. A vector is given, B vector is given, magnitude we can calculate, and then theta also is given. Then we can calculate magnitude of A cross B. Okay. Suppose vector is given, A vector, B vector, so magnitude we calculate. Theta is also given. We can calculate this. But how to do the direction? That is what right hand thumb rule. Direction. How do we calculate? To calculate direction, we need to understand that we are here also I cap J cap. We need to learn this cyclic order. Okay. Cyclic order. What is cyclic order? So Before we go into the cyclic, you can write it first. You want to write it I, J, K, cyclic order. So if you go I cross J, you will get K. I cross J will give K. J cross K, J cross K will give I, and K cross I will give J. K cross I will give J. And if you go reverse, you will get negative, right? If you go like this way, J cross I, if you go, J cross I will give us minus K. Then same manner, we go this way clockwise. So K cross J will give us minus I. And like this if you go, so I cross K will give minus J. Why it is opposite means you can understand, because if you go A cross, suppose this is A and this is B, A cross B comes this way and B cross B come inside, right? That's the idea. So A cross B will come outward, B cross A will go inside. So that is why A cross B vector, A vector cross B vector is exactly opposite of B cross A. So they are not equal. B cross A and A cross B, they are not equal. B cross A and A cross B are opposite. That's why this minus sign. They are not equal. Okay. So that is why you can also see that I cross J is K. Hmm. Whole, because this we are talking about whole. Okay. Even if you club this B with this minus with this, no problem will happen. You can club this minus with either B or A also. For example, this we can take about the whole also, or this you can write as minus of B vector cross A also you can write, or you can write B vector cross of minus A also you can write. It doesn't matter, because minus, it is like a minus 1 factor. That minus 1 is a scalar, it can be taken anywhere. Okay. So because a vector can be multiplied with this scalar. So that's how this cyclic order remember, and because of this we remember this formula, very important formula. If you want to take, let us say A vector is Ax I cap, Ay j cap, Az k cap. Similarly, B vector is Bx I cap, By j cap, Bz k cap. So A vector cross B vector, when you do, so you have to open up. For example, each term you have to take cross with everyone. So I cross I will be what? Also note that same vector cross will be 0. Okay, A vector cross A vector will be 0 always. 0 is also a vector, you may write it. So similarly, I cross, because angle is 0 between the same vector, so this is 0. J cross J is also 0. K cross K is also 0. 0 you may write vector, it doesn't matter. Even if you simply write 0, it doesn't matter. So A cross B, A vector cross B vector. How to open it is a distributive property. So take one term of this and try to do cross. Okay. Suppose if I take the first term of this and I do cross with each one. For example, I take Ax I cap. Okay. Ax I cap, I am going to do cross. Okay. This vector I have taken, I am going to do cross with each of these terms separately. I will write one time. Okay. Like this, plus Bz. Okay. Similarly, I will take the second term also, Ay j cap I will take, and I will do cross with again the full thing. Okay, again this I am repeating, same thing. Again, because it's like a distributive property you are applying. Then third term, right? Third term, cross again with the same thing, Bx I cap, because you are opening the bracket. So when you open the bracket, let us just do this calculation for this. So here you have to cross with this, then you have to do cross with this, then you have to do cross with this. So do that one term. Let us break that. So if you do that, suppose if I open, so Ax, see scalar will multiply, no problem with multiplication of scalar. So Ax Bx will become Ax Bx. But I cross I will become 0. That is what it is. I cross I becomes 0. So this will multiply with 0. Okay, so that 0 means it will become 0. Next, I cross j will happen. So this scalar will multiply. Okay, so ax by will happen. I cross j is what? Tell me what is I cross j? I cross j, k cap. So k cap will come. Okay. Then I cross k is what? I cross k minus j. So then minus you write. So ax bz minus k cap minus j cap, right? Minus j cap. So, so this is what you will get. So this term has become 0. So from the first one, you open the bracket, you will get only these two terms because this is 0. Similarly, you can open this second. Suppose it is ay j cap. So ay j cap term will be 0, right? Ay bx you will type. So plus, suppose I open ay with this first term. So I will write ay bx. J cross I is again minus k. So minus k will come. Okay, I will write this bracket. Then ay j will become 0. So anyway, I will write 0. Okay. Then next, j with k. What is j cross k? Ay bz. What is j cross k? I cap. So that is I cap will come. Okay. Similarly, third term also you do. Third term we have to take azk. So azbx will come, and k cross I is what? What is k cross I? Check. Okay, like this you get. Then k cross j is what? K cross j minus I. So this will become minus azby minus I cap. Okay. Then k will become 0. So you will be finally getting 6 terms here, right? 6 terms. So let us rearrange them in terms of I cap, j cap, k cap. So let us present I cap and j cap and k cap. Plus minus we will see afterwards. So first let us figure out. I cap is, where is I cap? I cap is here is I cap and here is I cap. So ay bz minus az by I cap has come out. Then j cap. J cap is where? This term is j cap and this term is j cap. So let me write this az bx minus ax bz. Okay. Then k cap is this term. So ax plus ax by minus ay bx minus ay bx. Okay, so this can be now written as, now I will write ay bz minus az by I cap, and here I will take minus common. Why, I will explain afterwards. I am taking minus common. So ax bz minus az bx will come, take out, and then we will take this plus this is ax by minus ay bx. Now this thing what we are getting, this is the cross product of a and b. Now this thing, let us summarize this in this way. Like I can write a determinant form like I cap, j cap, k cap, and this I will write as ax, ay, az, and this I will write as bx, by, bz. And now I will take first common this one. I cap common I have taken, so I have removed the first column. Then I am writing like this. Note that this is first is ay bz is coming, then minus az by is coming. Correct? Yes, you can see that, right? That's what is happening. First you are taking ay into bz, then minus az into by, like this. Then let us go for the next. Next j I am leaving. Then I have to multiply ax bz then minus az bx. Same thing is coming. But this minus I have taken outside, so I have to go from left to right. I don't have to go from right to left. Okay, I have to go from left to right. Okay, that is it. And then third one, when you see, so third one means now you will take leave the third column. Then in that case, you have to go with ax by. This is ax by minus this is ay bx. That's how we are getting this entire, this can be written like this, and instead of doing all the calculation, we can remember this matrix, and using this matrix we can simply write this one. Okay, so that is the cross product, and cross product will be 0 when vectors are parallel. Okay, vectors angle between them is either 0 or 180 degree, because sine 0 is also 0, right, and sine 180 degree is also 0. Okay. So if cross product if you do, and if cross product becomes 0, that means this only, that angle between the vector is either 0 or 180 degree. Okay. So theta is either 0 or 180 degree. That is also called collinear. Collinear means if two vectors are lying the same line, either this parallel or anti-parallel, it doesn't matter, they are going to be collinear. So collinear we can check by cross product. Okay. Yeah, they are going to lie in the same line. Their slope will be similar. Okay, right. So that's all about cross product, dot product. More details we can see, but I think this time vectors are not there. You have only two-dimensional motion. Okay, so let us discuss some question on this good level of question. I've just seen that this book looks nice book. Okay, let us try this. Advanced question it is. From a point P located at a yeah, you may turn off. It is not a problem. You can turn off. If you want to speak that time, you may keep on. So, from a point P located at a height h above inclined plane. So, suppose that there is a inclined plane like this. There is an inclined plane, and this angle of inclination is alpha. From a height h above inclined plane. So, suppose from this height h, above inclined plane. Beads are released in all possible directions along frictionless wires. One of the beads reaches the incline in minimum time. Oh, how to solve this question? So you are releasing beads in all possible directions from point P. This is a point P, which is at a height h above the inclined plane. Beads are released in all possible directions along frictionless wires. So they have not shown how the wires are there. There may be wires in all possible directions. Wires may be there. One of the beads reaches the incline in minimum time. The bead has to reach in minimum time in this. The minimum time is what is the minimum time? How to solve? No, no, try to understand the question. Question is not that you are dropping it. The question is you are allowing it to fall through a wire. Suppose, try to understand, suppose that there is a wire from point P. Some wire may be there like this. And you are releasing that bead in that wire. Okay. That bead is released. This is a bead. And you are releasing it. So it can have any length, it doesn't matter. Okay. So you can have wire in any possible ways. You can have wire in this direction, in that direction, in this direction, in that direction, in this direction, in that direction, in that direction. Wires are connected, so many wires are connected, and you are releasing it. But what is given is the height is given from this. From this height is given. Height means this distance they have given. Okay? This distance they have given. So the question is how much is the minimum time they will take? That is the question. Question is one of the bits reaches the incline in minimum time. So many bits you are releasing, but one of the bits reaches the incline in minimum time. One of the bits reaches here minimum time. So are they asking that bits is connected from here to here? Let me read this question again. Are they saying that wire is connected between P and that point? From a point P located at height h above inclined plane, beads are released in all possible directions along frictionless wires. One of the beads reaches the incline in minimum time. The minimum time is. They have not mentioned that uh, we have to connect wire between P and the bottom point. Anywhere this wire can be connected. But wire is starting from this point. Where the wire is ending, they have not given. Okay, but this has to reach the bead. So this bead has to reach this inclined plane in minimum time. That is what they have given. Okay, so how do you think about it? And width means there is no friction between the wire and this. Okay, no friction is given. Classical only we have to use. There is why we'll go for quantum on this. There to be not that disappear it will happen. No, no. We don't know about much about quantum right now. Even the scientists who are doing research, they don't have much idea about it. So there are no such fixed laws and other things. So still, they might develop it. It is not. But hmm, so how do we take that? Which path minimum time it will reach? Options are given in terms of angle, but what should be the idea behind it? Time should be minimum. We have to somehow calculate time. Why only triangle? Any path you can take. Hmm. Path should be any. But somewhere I have read one theory that the path which is called cycloid takes the minimum time. So if I know the cycloid, I can choose the answer. But I don't have idea about much about cycloid. So we can take a path, any path you take from here, which will reach to this. Okay. So from point P, we can take some path, and in that path it will be reaching it. So this will be reaching somewhere on this. So what is that path? Which path will take minimum time? That is what it is. That is what. Okay, suppose let us say it is coming to different paths. Let us say it is coming in this path. Then what are the forces acting on this bead? If I see forces, then only mg, and because of mg there will be acceleration due to gravity g. But this is not a free fall. Why? Because there will be some contact with the bead, and bead will apply some contact force. So contact force is always perpendicular to that. So suppose this is there, so contact force will be perpendicular either in this way or this way. This way we don't know. It will be perpendicular to the wire. So how do we take that? That's what it is. The question it is. Is there any idea behind it? Nothing is given about that. The idea is that we need to find out a path which takes minimum time, and then we can try to calculate the time. And there is no solution also given in this program. There is no solution. Minimum time how to calculate. To calculate minimum time, what do you need? Suppose time I want to calculate, okay? So time, if I want to calculate, I need to study some. I think this question is going to be multi-concept question, because we need to consider, suppose you have released here. So if you have released, so here initial velocity will be 0, and let us say some path it is following. Lead is coming along this path, so it will have velocity always along the tangent of this path, along the tangent to this path. And where it has to fall, I think they must also give condition that it has to fall height h below or what, something like that they must mention, right? Something must they mention where they want to go. Mm, where, like, suppose if you can consider minimum time, so we cannot say that minimum distance it is. Minimum distance means it has to come perpendicularly here, right? Minimum distance we cannot say. Hmm. Minimum distance, if you think, then it has to hit at this point only, because that's the minimum separation between them. Hmm. Okay, suppose, okay, let us take this idea that it has to hit here. Minimum distance, suppose go with this idea that it has to come here. If it has to come here, then this distance we can think of calculating, because this is alpha, and normal to this and normal to this will also make the same angle alpha. Okay, normal to lines will make the same angle. Okay, this is angle alpha. So if this height is h, then this height, this will be h cos alpha, and this will be h sin alpha. Okay, this is what it is. This is h cos alpha. This now beats, suppose beats come by this path, in this path. Distance is the minimum, but if I think about that, how much time it will take? Let us try this approach. What is the problem? And then I will check the answer. Okay. If our logic works, then might be we are correct. Okay. Because when we don't have anything, we start with something. Okay. So let us say that it is coming along this path. So in this path, if it is coming, bead is coming along this path. So this path, what will be the acceleration? First of all, we need to think about it, because acceleration due to gravity acts in this manner only, right? Acceleration due to gravity acts this way, and this is making angle alpha here with this one. So here its acceleration component will become g cos alpha, right? This component will become in this direction g cos alpha. So let us assume that it has started from here with initial velocity 0, and it has come here. Let's come here, and this distance we know that is h cos alpha, and it is coming with the acceleration a, which is g cos alpha, right? G cos alpha. So if I try this, how much time it will take? So you are releasing at, and time you can calculate. X is ut plus half it square, so time is equal to root under 2h. Directly you can use time is equal to root under 2h by g. H means here h cos alpha, h cos alpha root under 2h cos alpha by acceleration, it is g cos alpha. So if I assume that, then formula will be root under 2h by g, right? But let me check the options. Option, there is a one option. Let me check whether that option is correct or not. Unfortunately, that is not the correct option. Root under 2h by g looks very simple, right? So that's not the, that is not the, something more will be there in this calculation. So that distance we cannot say that it is falling along that distance. Okay, that distance we cannot say. So what else then? If it is not falling along this distance, okay, let us consider that it. Hmm, yeah, tell me. No, no. The I see our idea was correct only because this is the smallest distance it has to come, right now. So if it if it has to come in minimum time, it should choose first of all a smallest distance, right? It should choose the smallest, means this displacement should be smaller. That way it is correct. But the thing is that maybe the wire is not coming exactly straight. Maybe the wire may be coming through a different, because between this and this, suppose between 2 points, I want a ball to come here. So maybe it may come through different paths which can take a smaller time. Correct? Maybe different paths can exist which can take the smallest time. That is what we have to. Of course, path is the smallest. That's right. But we have to now think the means from here to here. Now we have decided that it has to reach from here to here. Now to reach here to here, it should choose which path which will take the smallest time. This idea is coming correct now. So we cannot say that the wire has to be connected like this way only. Wire can be connected some other path also. Okay, that we need to think about it. Hmm. Let's try this similar thing. We have to at least some idea we have got, right? With this idea we can think further on this calculations. Okay, so between 2 points, between 2 points, which path will take? Suppose this is point P, this is point Q, this is our point P and Q. Which path will take? Now let me draw a path and think about it. This path. This path is, let us say it is going in this path. So how do we decide that this path will take minimum time? How to decide that this path takes minimum time? So for that, let us consider like this, and we have to take definitely some idea we need to use. Okay, what is that? I don't know, but we need to think about it. Okay. So it will be going with some speed at an instant of time. Suppose you have released here use 0. So some way you have to think. Let us say it has gone a depth of y. It has gone a depth of y from this point, depth of y. So its kinetic energy will definitely increase because there is no loss due to friction. So kinetic energy here it will be half mv square. That is because potential energy decrease. So mgy we can write potential energy mgy mgh is kinetic energy. So from here we can get some idea that v square is equal to root under 2gy, or v square is 2gy. So v we can calculate as root under 2gy. V can be calculated as root under 2gy. This is the speed. Okay, fine. So that's the speed. Then hmm, that's the speed. And then how do we calculate? Kinetic energy is equal to potential energy. Energy conservation, you know, 9, 10 we have studied. So if you release, that potential energy converts into kinetic energy. Okay. So um, how do we find out? Like, and also note that in this direction, if you we are considering displacement, if you consider displacement, then in this direction you have to look. So in this direction, you need to find out how the body is covering, and this displacement we know, which is h cos alpha. This we know, right? But we do not know, like velocity is always tangent to this path, and we want to calculate time. So can we consider like a coordinate system where we can consider the acceleration? Today also I was discussing our rotation frame of reference. So if I consider this like a incline, and along this we consider, and perpendicular to this we consider, maybe that can give some idea. Okay, yeah, so maybe it can give idea. Let us try that. um, Let us try that. So this is the inclined plane, like h cos alpha, it has to reach here. It may be taking different. So if I consider different paths, so if I consider acceleration along this path, how much angle it is making. First we need to think about it. It is making with the vertical angle alpha it is making. Okay. So if you see in this direction, g is making g cos alpha in this direction. Okay. So in this direction, acceleration is g cos alpha. And if I consider displacement, um, g perpendicular also will be there. So g perpendicular in this direction will be g. Uh, Sorry, this will be g cos alpha. No, no, here it will be g cos alpha. This will be g sin alpha. This will be g sin alpha. Right? Because this angle, this is g here. So this g will make here g cos alpha. And this way it will make g sin alpha. Right, like that it will work. But as it is coming here, it is going through this path. Okay, this path it is going, and if I consider the motion along this path anywhere somewhere here, this what are the forces acting? So there will be forces only in this direction. Let us say there is mg force. Parallel there is no force. There can be a normal force. There can be normal force. Then mg I can resolve in this direction. That's what we are doing. Mg we are resolving this. So this direction we do not know what is this angle, because this angle tangent direction is always changing here, right? So let us say at an instant this is theta. So this will be mg cos theta, and this will be mg sin theta. So this mg cos theta, that is what is causing acceleration. So I will take that as this cos theta, that is like the acceleration, which I can write as dv by dt. dv by dt I can write as acceleration, right? Because only this direction velocity will change. So if I consider dv, and we know what will be the final velocity by energy conservation, because it is going to that height, so we can think about it. But how theta changes, that is what we need to think about it. How this theta is changing with time, that is what we need to do. Okay. So dv uh, is equal to g cos theta into dt, and then if you integrate this, right, let us say initial velocity is 0 and final velocity is v, and here initial time is 0, final time is t. So this is how we can calculate some idea. We can initial, so final velocity is v minus initial velocity is 0, and this is going to be g will come out, integration of cos theta dt. This integration we need to know how to do that. Okay. 0 to, and this v we know when it has reaches here. Suppose it has started from here and it has reached this height. How much will be this height? Because this is h, this is h. How much? This is h cos alpha. This is h cos alpha. But we know this angle is alpha here again. So how much will be this? I think again this h cos alpha, you can break this component. This become h cos alpha into cos alpha. Again cos alpha will come. Right? So h cos square alpha will come. Right, to this height. So if you use this formula, v is equal to root under 2g y you have to use as h cos square alpha. Okay, so from here you will be getting v is equal to root under 2g h times cos alpha. This you can use, alpha is anyway constant, but the theta how it is changing, that we have to think about it. So root under 2gh into cos alpha divided by g, and this integration of cos theta dt, that is what we need to do 0 to t. Now how to perform this integration, you have to think about it. How cos theta is changing with time, if you know that, then we can think about it during calculation. Okay, how it will be changing with time, we don't know how theta is changing. um, might be this theta can come in terms of the slope, and slope may be giving us dy by dx of that path, and maybe then dy by dx from that, some complex calculations may come. Okay, some complex calculations can come. right? Hmm. This is an international Olympiad question. Okay? So that you think about it, how to do. So let it be here till up to here. We'll see how to do the integration and other things. Okay? Right now we cannot go much. No idea is there. So leave it. Then let us take some question. Other type of question. If object is projected from height h at an angle of 45 degrees horizontal, it lands at a horizontal distance r from the point, and the velocity projection should be. Okay, now this question looks like a very simple question. I don't know whether it is easy or not, but let us try that. So I'm not trying to solve the question. We're just trying to think of the way how we can solve it. Okay. So next question, let us try this. The object is projected from a height h at an angle 45 degree with horizontal. So suppose there is a height h or a building has height, and from this height we project it at an angle 45 degree with the horizontal. We throw it like this, so this body may go like this way somewhere here. Object is projected 55 degree with horizontal. It lands a horizontal distance r from point of projection. What they are saying is that from the point of projection here, horizontal distance, that means this distance r they have given. Okay, horizontal distance. The velocity of projection should be. They are asking what will be the velocity u. I think this is possible to solve, although it's like a advanced level or international level. We have to calculate u. Okay, we have to find u in terms of r and h. R and h we have to find. Okay, let us try this. Okay, so range we know. So note that here if I resolve this u, because it is 45 degrees, so cos 45 sin 45 resolve. So u by root 2, it is also u by root 2, right? And the time it takes, now you consider only vertical motion. So this is u by root 2, and it is coming a height of h below. It will be coming with a velocity vy. This vy is root under uy. So this is like uy, initial velocity. So uy square plus 2gh, directly first we calculate this. So uy square has become u square by 2 and plus 2gh, that is what it is, vy. So vertical velocity we get, so we can know what is the time. Time we can calculate as v plus u by g. Remember that time is given as v plus u by g, but these are all the vertical components. Okay, so we got the time now. Time we have got as vy means root under u square by 2 plus 2gh. This is vy plus uy. Uy is u by root 2 divided by g. So this is what we are getting. It is looking complex, but let it be. Now this horizontal range r, this range r must be speed into time. So in this direction, speed is u by root 2 into this time t. Now that's all. We have to now simplify and calculate u from this equation. Try this. So substitute here and calculate. So r is equal to u by root 2 times this time. Suppose I multiply this. Okay. So 1 by g factor is anyway out here. So this term is nothing but root under u square plus 2 plus 2gh plus 2gh plus u by root 2. So this, from this equation u we need to solve. How to solve u? Now you think about it. How to solve u? How to solve from this equation? You can take common. How to eliminate it? Let us bring everything inside. So this becomes gr root 2 gr by u, and this becomes root under u square by 2 plus 2gh plus u by root 2. Okay. Then I will bring this side and we can square it, right? So bring this side root under 2gr by u. Oh, u has come in denominator. So okay. Bring this side u by root 2. and then this is becoming u square by 2 plus 2gh. Let us square this both sides, so something might be easy to solve out. Okay, let us try that. So I am going to do squaring. That means this side I am going to do square, and this side also I will do square. So square if I do, root will go away. Here root will go away. So we will get u square by 2 plus 2gh. And then here also this can be written as a plus b whole square. Hmm? A plus b whole. Okay, do a plus b whole square. So a square will give 2g square r square by u square. Square b square will give u square by 2 a square b square minus 2ab. So 2 times a will get cancelled. U also will get cancelled. So 2 gr will come, I think, because this will get cancelled. Okay. Oh, fortunately, we are getting some simplified result because this terms will get cancelled. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Now we are getting it. So, so u we want u. So take that side, this one. So 2g square r square by u square. Take that this side. So this become 2gr plus 2gh. Now I think 2 factor will go away everywhere. G factor will also go away everywhere. Then I think we are approaching the answer. Let us do that. So we are getting this as g r square by u square is equal to r plus h. I think we got the answer now. So u square becomes equal to gr square by r plus h. Now take under root. So u will become root under g by r plus h, and this r will come out of the root. This should be the answer. Let us check that. Okay, r they have kept inside only the root. Okay, keep this r inside the root. Don't take outside. So this r you keep inside the root only. Okay. So root under gr square by r plus h. Correct. That is the first option. So you can see the level of calculations. Whatever you know, you apply, and then you will learn in the path of solving question. Either you will learn whether it is right, or you will learn it is wrong. Right? So gradually you will learn. Like, see, first question I couldn't solve, but I tried some approach, and something I got it. But I will see also afterwards whether we can do it that way or not. Okay. So it is not that all problem you have to solve it, but you have to learn what is right, wrong, and gradually it will be solved. Okay. It will take practice. It will take time. Yeah, yeah. All modules question first you try to solve it, and you see whether you are able to solve it, or where you are getting stuck, why you are getting stuck, why it is not working. Right. So first, that's why you should go through solve problems first. Solve problem will help you to get some ideas. Then let us take another question. There looks to be a very good, nice question here. So let us try that. Yeah, yeah. You take water. Take. The ball is projected with initial velocity 40 root 2. 40 root 2 meter per second at an angle of 60 degree. With them, this is going along this path. So its velocity is making an angle of 40 degree with downward vertical. So when its velocity is making downward vertical is 45 degree, it collides with a vertical hanging ball of same mass instituted side. Find the action here therefore hanging mass compressed vertical circle. Okay, let us take one raindrop questions are there. Question number 7. A car is traveling in steady rain with constant acceleration in a straight line. So there is a car. This car is traveling in this direction, constant acceleration in a straight line. When it begins to move, the driver sees that raindrops make an angle of 37 degree. When it begins to move means when it is almost at zero velocity. It has zero velocity. That time the driver sees what? Driver sees that raindrops make angle 37 with vertical. So rains are falling like this. This is of course the relative velocity, but that time it has not started. Right? That time it has not started. So you can assume that maybe this is the actual velocity of this train. Okay. This actual velocity is making 37 degree they are seeing. 37 degree with the vertical. Okay. After 20 seconds, raindrops make an angle. This is a nice question. This is an accelerated system. Okay. So after 20 seconds, so this is time zero. It has zero velocity. So the driver was not moving. So that time, this is the actual velocity of rain. What he is seeing that. Now the driver has started under acceleration. So after 20 seconds, they are saying now time is 20 seconds. So at that time, raindrops make an angle of 53. Now he is seeing the raindrop is coming at an angle of 53 degree. So 53 means it has increased. This angle is 50. Now this definitely is relative velocity of rain with respect to man. This is relative velocity. But by this time it has also got some speed, right? It's got in this direction some velocity. This velocity we can say u is 0. So this velocity is a into t. This is velocity of the man, let us say. So you need to add this is the velocity of man basically. If you want to draw here vector, you can draw. This is velocity of man. So velocity of man is this, relative velocity is like this. Okay. Then in same direction. Find acceleration of the car. Yes, and they have given rain is falling at. Rain is falling at means this rain is given speed is 3 meters per second. This they have given 3 meters per second, and they are asking to calculate the acceleration of the car. So we have to find the acceleration of the car. Okay, find acceleration of the car in centimeter per second. Answer they are keeping unit as centimeter per. That will convert afterwards. But let us think about it. Good question. We can solve it, definitely not that much tough. Okay, so first of all, here this is velocity of rain. We know exactly it is its value also we know angle also, right? Correct? Right? And we today we have discussed the velocity of rain is equal to rain with respect to man plus velocity of man, right? This vector. So that means these two vector if you add you will get this vector, right? Because rain velocity is constant, it doesn't change, only relative velocity changes and man velocity changes. So resultant of these two vector must give this vector, game is over, we have solved it over. Because this you can resolve. Suppose if I resolve VRM, this becomes VRM cos 53 degree, and this becomes VRM sin 53 degree, right? Sin 50. And the horizontal component, there will be horizontal component and there will be vertical component. But note that the resultant is coming this way, so resultant horizontal will be left side. Okay, so resultant horizontal will be left side, so that will be VRM sine of, okay, tell me what is sine 53 degree? What is sine 53 degree? 4 by 5. 4 by 5. So this is 4 by 5 VRM. So let me write this as 4 by 5. So 4 by 5 VRM and the opposite Vm I am going to subtract it. Okay, and this direction Vrm cos will be 3 by 5. So this is V 3 by 5 Vrm, 3 by 5 Vrm. Now we already know that resultant is this one. Resultant is making angle 37. We know that, and this value also we know 3 meter per second. So now with this diagram we can play with that and we can solve it. Okay, because this is 37. So this by this will give tan 37. So tan 37 here will give this by this. And what is this here? This is 4 by 5 Vrm minus Vm divided by 3 by 5 Vrm. Uh, no, what do you do now? I think this may be complex because they have given the hypotenuse here, right? They have given hypotenuse. Uh, so let us resolve 3 now. So 3 in this direction will become 3 cos 37 degree, right? And 3 in this direction will become 3 sin 37 degree. Sine 37 degree. So this sine 3 sine 37 degree is this one, and 3 cos 37 is this one. So from here Vrm you calculate. So V okay, what is cos 37? This is 37. Cos will be 4 by 5. So this will become 4 by 5. So from here 5 will get cancelled because this is 3 by 5 Vrm. So 5 get cancelled, 3 get cancelled. So Vrm becomes 4. Vrm become 4. Now you take the horizontal component, you equate with this. Horizontal component is 4 by 5 Vrm minus Vm, and this is equal to 3 sine 37. So 3 into sine 37. Sine 37 is what? 3 by 5. 3 by 5. Okay, and we already calculated Vrm, that is 4 by 5. So 4 by 5 into 4 minus Vm is equal to 9 by 5. Okay, let us try to solve Vm from here. So Vm will be coming as 16 by 5 minus 9 by 5. 16 by 5 minus 9 by 5. So how much it will be? 16 minus 9, 7. 7 by 5. Okay, so Vm we have got, and Vm is what? Vm is A into T, correct? Vm is A into T. Vm is A into T, and time they have given 20, we got the acceleration. So Vm is equal to A into T, and time they have given us 20. So 7 by 5 we have got. So acceleration we have got as 7 by 20 into 500. This is coming as meter per second. That is why they are asking in centimeter. So centimeter means multiply 100. So 7 by 100 into 100. That is why it will come 7 centimeter per second. That is the answer. Correct. This type of questions are very advanced level. Okay. So this type of question they should solve. Right. Generally this. Ah, yes. So these type of questions are required to solve from the beginning stage. You don't have to wait for 1 year and then do. Okay, module based questions you solve. That will give you basic idea. But you have to solve JEE advanced and international level problem. Then only you can get some good ranks. Because how is this that Narayana and Alan they are regularly producing the top rankers? Because they are making the students work out those high level questions which open the brains, right? That type of problems you have to work. Then only you can do it. Fine. See, there are so many things will be there. You don't worry about that. Okay. If you see there are Math on Go, there are many websites are there which will give you lot of things they will give you, right? But the thing is that you may get confused with that. Now that is a problem. Your energy will retain because net means it's a network of so many things. So you may get confused. So instead of that, you take a physical book and start solving questions. whether it is NCRT or whether it's SC Verma or whatever books you have modules. So first you solve model questions, level 1, 2, 3, 4. If you solve, that will definitely give experience. And 1 week, of course, I'll tell it is not sufficient to solve problems. 1 week, how many questions you can solve? So you need to keep a habit of solving problems continuously, right? Yeah, it is. See, that is what now. See, whenever you have, see, now I will tell you what you need to do. Suppose you are not able to solve a question, you are not getting the answer. Okay, leave that, and the class you ask that question, or in here live session we are doing. That is what we want. We want you ask question, discuss things, clear your doubts. Okay, so don't take any other help. The problem is that you will confuse because they may explain something or some way which you will not be able to clarify because you don't know who the person is who is giving those solutions. But here I am, I can give everything, whatever you want, whatever you need, according to all clarification we can make. And something if I myself don't know, I have to learn it. Like that first question I did not know, I will check that solution, I will try to do that. But of course, I will not go through the solutions, I will don't check it. Either I will take help. First, I will think, I will take some time how it is happening because that helped me to develop my brain, right? That helped me to means develop my thinking. So that definitely, yes, yes, that is why, that is how I have built my brain to think about it. So that is how it is time taking, but you need to give that time. Then only you can. Yes, it will take time. It is not that immediately we can do it. It takes time for doing that. So first you need to gain some experience because I can solve fast because I have got experience of so many questions. I have seen that, right? So today also I remember I gave you one result. One result I gave for the rain falling at some angle, and angle changes, man speed changes, right? That model that is nowhere in the textbooks because that model few questions I have seen somewhere, and people struggle to solve that. So I thought to make a formula and remember today, I was in study hour and two, three students coming one after another, they are asking the same question. One question was there in their module. They are asking the same question, and every time I derive them and I give them formula. So when I do that, so many times I am repeating the same thing. So when I repeat the same thing so many times, I tell you what that question is. That is very interesting. The question is that there is a man, okay? That man is going with 6 meters per second. This is velocity of man. You can take first man velocity, and he see that the raindrop is coming like this way. So exactly vertical it is coming. Okay, so this is coming. He sees that it is coming at 90-degree angle. This is velocity of rain with respect to man first. Next, he increases his speed. It becomes 12 meters per second. This is the velocity of man 2. And now he sees that the rain is coming at an angle of 30 degree like this, right? That's all they have given. So now the question was, what is the velocity of rain? Exactly the same question that we have solved. They are asking the velocity of rain. So let me tell you how to remember that. I have derived the formula for VRM1 or VRM2. Remember that? I derived that in the class. So let me tell you VRM and how to remember that. So it is the difference of first of all velocities. So velocity of man 2 minus velocity of man 1. First take this difference. Then divide by sine of difference of the angle. This was theta 2, and here theta 1 is 0 because it is exactly coming like this. Okay. In this case theta 1 is 0. Yes. So theta 2 minus theta 1, this into, if you are taking this one now, Rm1, you write this as cos theta 2. That's all we can remember. And this you can remember like this, like change, delta of change of man velocity divided by sine of change of the angle delta theta into cos theta 2. Like this way you can remember it. Okay, I did 2 3 times I derived, so I remember now. Now you see how I will solve fast. Okay, so see, I will just calculate change of man velocity. So 12 minus 6 becomes 6 divided by change of angle 30 minus 0, here angle is 0, so 30 minus 0 is sine 30, sine 30 into cos theta 2, this is also cos 30, right? So this becomes 6, cos 30 is root 3 by 2 and sine 30 is half, so this got cancelled, becomes 6 root 3. So we got 6 root 3. Now this is here in this triangle, come to this triangle, so this is 6 and this is 6 root 3, and this resultant is what is the velocity of rain. Now this is fortunately a 90 degree. So 90 degree means root under 6 square plus 6 root 3 whole square, means 6 square into 3. That means it is 6 square, take common, so that will come out. 6 will come out, root 1 plus 3 4. That means 6 into 2. The answer is 12 meter per second. Okay. That is what it is. So this is the formula which makes question within few seconds you solve it. If you don't remember this formula, you will struggle and it will take more time to solve that. Fortunately, here because this angle is given as 0, might be some calculation may reduce and you can solve, but still it will take 3 to 4 minutes to solve in exam hall. But if you remember this formula, it will hardly take 1 minute to solve this. Hardly it will take 1 minute. That is what it is. Okay. So always try to solve a question and try to think of a general cases. General cases, if you try now, then those things will be very much helpful in competitive exam. That is called shortcut. Na? Shortcut is not that they will make some new formulas or new magic. Shortcut is the effort of all that, you know how much effort we made to derive this formula. Yes, to derive this formula, we had done so many questions, we have arranged so many things, and then we got this. So this is what is shortcut. This is shortcut. Okay, clear? Okay, then you solve questions. Any doubts you have? Any questions? Mhm. Okay, okay. So you work out questions on modules, and any doubts or anything you have, you can ask me. Okay. Hmm. Let's simplify book for 11. Who is the author? Who is the author? Laboratory manual. SL yeah, yeah, yeah. I got it. So many books are there. Very lot of good books are there. Okay. So, mm, 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 mm. Yeah, yeah, that is sufficient. Model problems, if you can solve, you'll get good ideas. But that thing is that from the beginning itself, we have to start working problems. Okay, so beginning itself. Mm. Yeah, yeah, that is what. Time is not there, so you need to somehow save the time, and any non-productive works which we are doing, we can reduce that. Okay, so anything where our time is getting wasted, we have to cut down that time, right? Okay, so like that we have to do. Fine. Okay, then we'll see next class. Okay, bye bye, good night. Okay, thank you.